So, you're over 25 and you're not married. To the UK students, that might not be a problem, but here in China, they have mixed feelings. I'm joined here by Rose and Ju. So, what would you be feeling if you were over 25 and you weren't married?
Well, truth be told, that for Chinese, a leftover woman means women over 30 years old. So we don't feel that over 25 is just okay. But if I'm over 25 or over 30, I won't married, I won't care, because I've already been very, very independent, and you don't need to marry up and try to find someone wealthier to secure your own life.
Okay, so you will be happy to have your own job and pay your own way?
Yes, absolutely.
Is that a traditional view in China?
Traditional, those parents and old age people won't agree with me, of course, but there are a growing number of women who have their own job and very, very high salary actually, and also highly educated. They agree with me. And I want to tell that when I was doing the intern in the PR company, I found maybe 80% of the women staffs and leftover women, as you said. So it's quite general.
And so they're called leftover women. That name implies they are left over like scraps of food that aren't wanted. So the name is negative. Right. So how do they feel? Because do they feel successful, or do they feel left over, or who is the name coming from?
Well, it's just a kind of translation. It's literally translated by Chinese, that we coined this name. We told this kind of woman Shenyu, and when you translate Shenyu into English, then you take leftover women. Well, it's quite rude for you to say that way.
Yeah.
But for those women, mainly I think it's from a man's angle. Men use that because they feel intimidated by that. They feel been intimidated by their earning power, and so they prefer to find women with less educated than them.
So they feel intimidated by powerful women then?
Right, that's true.
And it's they that's come up with the name that's quite insulting?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And so what about these new women then? Would you choose a woman who was more qualified than you? Would you choose a wife that had a PhD if you didn't have a PhD?
There is a saying about the first class woman first class man got a second class woman, second class man got a third class woman, but the first class woman only got a fifth class of the man. So I think it doesn't matter about the men who have a really high, scary PhD wife. It doesn't matter at all, because usually people won't judge a man successful by his mate, but usually people will judge a woman, is that she rightfully married, or did she have a decent husband or something. So it's really kind of awkward and embarrassing to talk about this, but really men don't really care about what his wife is high qualified or something.
Yeah, I just want to know would you care about, if your wife is much more higher educated than you?
So what? I am her husband. Da 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 da.
So let's talk about the age problem. So can you accept that your wife is older than you?
Well, as I know that a lot of people will call this elder sister and little brother's love. But actually, I don't think it's kind of be a taboo about all the society. I mean, sometimes an elder woman could know more about men, know about how was the man, their requirements, or what they think in a relationship. So if they can fit themselves into the whole relation, I think it will be okay. It won't be any indecent relationship.
Okay, so you still think it's acceptable?
Well, I can't argue with that.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So you may think it's acceptable. Well, what would your parents think?
I think we are in this modern civilization, so parents' opinion won't be the most vital point about a marriage.
So would your parents approve if you had a wife who was much more qualified than you? And if she went out to work and you stayed at home?
Well, first, even though she's more qualified than me, like right now, but it doesn't mean I cannot overrun her in the past years.
So you want to overrun her?
Well, I think this may be a motivation about my further development.
Okay. And what would your parents say?
They were just saying the times and times again about the whole education thing. Say, look at someone else. She or her is better than you, so you may want to catch up.
And to Rose, what would your parents be saying to you if you were single at 30?
Oh, that would be very sad about me. Very. I think now I really want to pursue my own career, do my own things, and don't think about this marriage. But if I'm 30 that year, I kind of surrender to the reality. That parents always talk about, maybe I won't go home, because every time I go home and chat with them, and maybe they will talk about the topic. Yes.
Yeah. But you would be happy in yourself with your career successful as long as you're, comfortable and doing well.
And it depends on the romance and when it bump into me. You can't arrange everything. And I arrange my marriage in 30 or 28. No, you can't do that.
Is that a common opinion?
I think it common happened around my friends.
Your friends?
Maybe
Across the whole of China?
No, maybe you can introduce more. I think girls in campus. Yeah, I think girls in campus have that kind of independent idea.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.